That was a clip showcasing the immense power of late-game Razor. I mean, just look at it. I blink on the sniper, BKB, ult, and refresher, and all of a sudden I'm the biggest threat for miles. Speaking of miles, Sniper and Crystal Maiden scramble away to different countries, but Crystal Maiden doesn't exactly make it. I zap the ever-loving out of Batrider and make my way over to finish off CK. I then clean up Sniper and Tiny, and the team fight is won. Now, you might be expecting this to be a guide with optimal builds like the video I made a few months ago about Bristleback, but if that's what you're here for, go watch BSJ or something. This video is about how it feels to play Razor, as unoriginal as this concept is. When it comes to Razor, you might ask, what is he? Huh? More specifically, what role does he perform the best in? Well, for starters, he's an offlaner. Razor's been through a lot of role changes throughout the years, but it seems for now he's settled in the offlane. Sure, the days of Razor mid were fun, when you could just walk at someone and steal all their damage, but the game changes. The mid laners of today have more tools to lane than they did before, and Razor's just sorta stayed the same, more or less.
I am static!
He's a pretty rare hero for the role as well. Think about all the agility offlaners in the game. Got a good number of them? Okay, now tell me how many of them are ranged. Exactly, it's literally just Razor. And also, as the only agility ranged offlaner in the 7.32D patch, your options for viable fours are surprisingly vast. Anyone with a position manipulating spell is always going to be a blast to play with. Razor is slow as shit in the early game, and having someone to yoink the enemy laner over to you makes everything so much easier. Damage itself also makes everything easier in the laning phase, which is a shame, because Razor has damage comparable to an airsoft rifle. 45 to 47 attack damage level 1. That's 3 Iron Branches from 50 at best. He has quite literally the lowest average base range of damage in the entire offlane roster, sharing the spot with Enigma at 46.
This is shitty. Thank you so much.
But there's a reason his damage is so low. Much like Enigma's Eidolons, Razor's W also helps him get some damage for himself. Come to think of it, Demonic Conversion and Static Link are kinda used for the same thing in lane. They're both great for harassing, give you more damage than your opponent, and make denying creeps way easier. Of course, this ability only works against carries that can't just run away. Because if you hook up to a Faithless Void, you steal about 6. Sometimes they dash away so fast the buff says you didn't even get anything. What really rubs the salt in the wound is that all of these dashes and blinks have a lower cooldown than your Link, so most of the time you're better off just going after the enemy 5. Speaking of 5, I hope you like building the same 5 items every game. Falcon Blade, Treads, BKB, Refresher Orb, Aghanim Scepter. Want to deviate a bit? That's a grief. Such a tragedy that a hero with such a cool kit is kinda forced to buy the same thing every game. It's a bit like having to eat your vegetables as a kid. And the worst part is that most of the time you can't even drop your full refresher combo once you get these items. You need at least like 8 stick charges to even get it off. While on the topic of builds, I might as well talk about the elephant in the room that is the Bloodstone build. I mean, just look at this. I just don't die and I just kill everything around me. It's actually disgusting, and I hope it gets patched very soon, because getting Razor footage has become impossible due to how frequently he gets banned. Ugh. Look at this. Look at it. They can't kill me.
Dominating performance. Double kill. Mega kill.
They can't kill me.
2 kills.
What?
Less than 4 kills.
This is so disgusting. This is gross. Speaking of things I hope are patched very soon, there seems to be some kind of bug or glitch where people can't subscribe to my channel, so if you could just click that subscribe button, and also try the like button, because that's been on the fritz too, so yeah, just try those 2 things, and anyways, yeah, that's just your PSA from me today, so yeah. Plasma Field has to be one of the most frustrating yet satisfying abilities in the entire game. When you walk up to a wave and press Q, it's almost impossible to get the max damage on every creep. But when you one-shot that ranged creep at the tip of your Q, there's few things that compare to this feeling. It feels even better to hit heroes with that level 10 talent. Nothing better than chunking supports to half their health with one ability. With two banger abilities, it's such a shame to live with the reality of how boring Storm Surge is. Bonus move speed, and that's it? Are you kidding? It only actually does something cool when you buy your shard. The real tragedy is that Razor's passive used to sorta do what shard does now. Having to pay 1,400 gold to get the old passive back isn't the best feeling in the world, but with Razor's current meta, you kinda have to do it. Continuing with the theme of underwhelming, Razor's ult doesn't really feel all that impactful unless you're winning the fight. Notice the difference between this engagement and this one. Where Razor's ult really shines is when you pick up a refresher orb. I remember when the Razor Arcana dropped, and after a few games of avoiding it in favor of stat items like S and Y, one of the pubbers I was playing with told me to go Refresher Aghanim's. I remember thinking the Refresher Orb was a troll until I actually bought it, and... well... I'm absolutely addicted to this. Just look at how they all melt. As I said at the start of this video, late game Razor has immense power. Fittingly, you are the Eye of the Storm in a fight. It's kinda hard to ignore the spell immune Lightning Man with 2 storm clouds deep frying everyone's armor. When you get to this point, the only thing that can really stop you is BKB piercing stuns and burst damage. Yeah, the ultimate counter to Razor is Bane and Phantom Assassin. Phantom Assassin can just kind of go away from your link, or just burst you down with a Phantom Strike, and Bane can stop you dead in your tracks in a fight with more than one ability. Phantom Assassin can even buy Shard and completely disable your passive, and even nullifying the effectiveness of this Bloodstone bullshit entirely. Razor might be a bit one-dimensional and linear, but the influence in the game that comes with it is so worth it. He's one of my favorite heroes to play because of this reason. You, my adored viewer, might notice a pattern with the heroes and champs that I play. I love being the initiator, to be that oh factor in a fight that comes out of nowhere, and Razor really scratches that itch for me. I don't really see myself making these big scale videos in the future. I have my own creative projects outside of YouTube that I want to work on, and, well, spring semester just started, so I'm gonna have to be focusing on that. So, yeah, I think these big scale videos might be on a bit of a hiatus for a year or two, perhaps. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe, and farewell. Until next time.